Yesterday, amid the ongoing turbulence and high volatility in the markets, stock indices and commodities reversed and entered correction territory. Oil prices were no exception. Thus, Brent crude oil futures collapsed by 18% on Wednesday, hitting the lowest level since the start of the pandemic and November 2021. Interestingly, there were no strong factors that could have triggered such a sharp reversal. Rather, oil prices fell on a relatively lull in terms of news releases. The trading instrument was highly overheated, and market participants seem to have taken advantage of easing tensions. Another reason for such drastic changes may be expectations of talks between Russian and Ukrainian foreign ministers to be held today in Ankara. Diplomacy gives hope for a de-escalation. In any case, it's worth noting that the markets are extremely volatile and are currently directly dependent on the situation in Ukraine. Thus, any news may well lead to another sharp reversal of trends in prices. On Wednesday, Brent crude oil futures plunged by more than 18% to $111.30 per barrel. This was the biggest drop since November 2021. From a technical point of view, such dynamics can be attributed to an extended period of severely overbought conditions. Therefore, a correction was necessary for the market. At the same time, the uptrend is still relevant, as confirmed by the start of trading on Thursday. Thus, oil prices may well gain value. However, their subsequent movement largely depends on news releases. In the foreign exchange market, the ruble continues to swing. Over the last 24 hours, the dollar-ruble pair has advanced to 140 from 120 rubles per dollar and back. Today, the dollar is trading within the range of 118–120 rubles. The ruble is gaining value amid a weaker US dollar rather than measures taken by the Bank of Russia. In global terms, the ruble still lacks drivers, and the situation is unlikely to change in the near future. The reason is global sanctions and their impact on the economy. As for the latest statistics, annual inflation reached 10.4%. Weekly inflation came in at 2.2% between February 26 and March 4th, notching the largest increase in prices over a 7-day period since 1998. However, it does not reflect reality. Firstly, this is just an average indicator. Secondly, there are a lot of domestic goods in the consumer basket. Thirdly, segments are just beginning to respond to sanctions. Travel-related services, cars and household appliances have seen the largest price increases. Thus, the outlook for the ruble has not changed yet. The currency is expected to continue trading downwards, and diplomacy is still the only light at the end of the tunnel. Unlike the forex market, where the ruble managed to advance on Wednesday, the dollar-ruble pair set a new price record on the Moscow exchange. The quotes rose above 120 rubles per dollar. The greenback is overbought, while the ruble is oversold. However, amid the ongoing geopolitical tensions and growing investor worries, the pair may well head for new local highs. Yesterday, the yellow metal also saw a sharp reversal. Gold prices fell by $72 and settled below $2,000 per ounce. Nevertheless, the trend remains bullish. A further aggravation of the situation around Ukraine will inevitably lead to increased uncertainty and anxiety in the market. This in turn will trigger a new stage of a flight from risky assets to safe haven assets and a rally in gold prices. From a technical point of view, a drop in gold prices below the psychological level of $2,000 per ounce on Wednesday can be seen as a correction. The price change is quite strong, and market participants will obviously need some time to mull it over. At the same time, even such strong downside momentum cannot break the uptrend. Therefore, once gold futures overcome the psychological level of $2,000 per ounce, the asset will resume its bullish run. And this was the forecast from our experts. As you can see, markets continue to swing amid high volatility. Given that today's macroeconomic calendar includes important releases and there may be some geopolitical developments, new market reversals cannot be excluded. May your trading be lucrative, and see you back soon on our channel. Bye.